Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. It's Saturday afternoon and not much to do today, so I just thought I'd put out this short video just to give you something to watch over the weekend. I haven't been around for a couple of weeks to do videos because I've been busy doing other work. So I'm going to put this one out today, then hopefully try and do another one in 2 weeks time just before I go away. So we're going to go for a drive through Basildon, just look at some multi-lane roundabouts, following up on what we did on the last video. Some of you found it quite interesting on how it works with multi-lane roundabouts when you've got two or more lanes going in the same direction. So we'll touch a little bit more on that. We're going to touch a little bit of the A127 and see how we go. So to start this video, we're actually on a hill. So we're going to go through a hill start. Hopefully a lot of you would have done this on your lessons, either with me or with your instructor or previously. So the important thing to remember is just your basic car control. So we're going to start the car up. And the main thing is getting your feet balanced on your pedals. So on this car, just so you know, this car is a Ford Focus Active X, which has got a lot of techno gizmos to help you. It's got auto hold, which basically means when you stop temporarily on a hill, the handbrake kicks in automatically and holds you to stop you from rolling back for a couple of seconds. So that gives you a little bit of time to get your feet ready. But where we've been sitting here for a while, that won't kick in, so we're going to be using the normal handbrake. But this car has got a push button. So a car with a normal handbrake, you would have your car in gear, you'd have your car on bike, you'd be holding the handbrake while you do all the observations. On this one it's the same, but on this car, as soon as you bring your clutch up to bike, the handbrake will turn itself off. So to hold it, I'm just pulling the button up like a normal handbrake. So you don't need excessive amounts of gas, that's a little bit more power than normal, just to give the car that a little bit more response to pull it up the hill. So now we can do the observation. So everything is the same. Then release the handbrake and the car holds. And because we're on a hill, we're going to give the car a little bit more power to pull it up. If you change gear too early, you're going to lose so much speed, you're likely to stop and stall. So this is quite a tight road. It's probably one of the steepest hills in the area that I teach in, which is Basildon, Langdon area, and you can see it's quite a narrow road, so I'm going to keep my speed down. You never know what's going to be coming the other way. I'm keeping the car as far left as possible until the road opens. And because of the downhill stretch now, I'm going to keep the car in a low gear, and that will help to keep the speed of the car down using the engine braking. I'm not sure how the phone's going to perform today because it's quite a warm day and it has been overheating a little bit. So if you guys look towards the end of this road, hopefully you pick up that sign. So I'm not going to tell you what it is, hopefully you will know. So would you signal here to do your turn? Tell me what you're thinking. And it's one of the things, if anybody's about to benefit. So I'm going to go ahead at this roundabout, go out towards the A127 for Southend. I hope you can see by the marking, we're taking the middle lane. I just bring my speed down a little bit on braking. Early observation, we're clear, so no need to change gear. I'm hopefully got this camera set up so you can see what I'm doing with the gear. Just being mindful of the slip road on the left. And then we're turning right for Southend. always try to get my car over early to block anybody that may try to squeeze up on the left. With the slip road, we use it to build our speed up, but I'm always mindful of building my speed up too early, because you never know what could be in the slip road when you come round. So I always wait till I get a clear view before I start bringing my speed up. Now I've got a car just moved over for me, a quick glance to my right, and now we're using the space ahead. So be mindful of what I said before, staggered formation. For that very reason, where that focus drops in front. So now I'm going to drop back a little bit. And hopefully you can see, like I touched on the last video, by dropping back, it opens up your view ahead of both lanes. We don't want to be looking just at the vehicle in front. So we've got a position now where we're doing 47, 48 in a 50 limit. So we haven't really got the speed difference to get an overtake done on this this focus. I'm going to move over now to let this white one come over. Then we can drop back in once we're clear. It's one of the things that it's up to the driver joining to look for space in lane one. But there, because it's clear to the right, it's just easy to move over and help with the flow. Looking across at the petrol garage for any signs of movement. For the same reason as the slip road, if you can assist the flow by letting somebody out without it costing us too much in speed, then we can ease back or move over. But at the end of the day, it's vehicles merging. It's their responsibility to find a safe gap in the flow. So we're going to come off at the next exit for Basildon.
Caution.
Then at the roundabout, we're going to be turning right for Basildon. So just up on the right now, you will see the lane markings. So you can see lane one is going off left. So we're going to go, like we said previously, into the next lane, the middle lane, which will be the left lane for where we are going. So yes, we could use the right hand lane, but like we said previously, then you need to come over 2 lanes when you leave, whereby this one is more convenient. You see now when I come round, if you look at the direction board, lane 1 going Basildon, so that's where we want to be. If in the event that you can't move into this lane, then the next lane would be fine. But the only risk you've got by using the next lane out, if you had a queue of traffic turning right, you could then get held up in that traffic flow. And what we're going to do now is turn right at the second roundabout. So I'm going to take my position up early. If you look at the direction board, I'm following the sign for cranes. So this is a roundabout, but it's quite a long one. So again, I'm looking to my right, absolutely clear, into gear, drive it away. You see by the sign, we've got a right turn lane. I would still give a signal here, because vehicles from ahead will need to know that we're coming round. Let's keep an eye on that van that's coming through quite quickly. So you see now, just see that parked car on the left. So I'll just take my position over early, keep an eye on these people on the right as well. So you will find, by getting your car positioned early, you're hardly going to be turning the wheel. Most of you will recognise this road. This is where Basildon Driving Test Centre is, which is the test centre I use generally. Take the next road on the right, which will lead into where Basildon Test Centre is. It's actually a very nice test centre. Okay guys, I'm going to stop this video for a minute, just give the phone a chance to cool down a bit. Be back in a sec. Right guys, the phone has cooled down a bit now, so let's head off again. We're going to head out of the test centre access road. We're going to head back down to the A127. Going to head off through Basildon, through a couple more roundabouts. Let's see how we go. Just a couple of quick mentions while I'm here. First of all, if you ever go to Basildon Test Centre, great little burger van on the right, little point of interest for you. Secondly, want a quick shout out to a couple of friends of mine up in Sheffield that run a jewellery business, Silverman UK. That's a big hi to Scott and Catherine. See you in a couple of weeks. So the boys looking forward to seeing you soon. Scott and Catherine run a really lovely business in Sheffield, so if you're up that way, plus they've got online business as well, recommend you look them up. So guys, back to the job in hand. So we're going to do a right here, head down towards the A127. So a lot of you will recognise where we are, those of you that are learning with me or pass with me, and you will probably know just by the roads now, it's like pothole city. What's it like where you guys live? I think it's pretty widespread, the state of the roads nowadays. So here, because I've got restricted view on this mini roundabout, bring the speed down a little bit lower into a lower gear, open the view to the right. They're following the sign for London A127. So here I'm going to be using the slip road as normal to get my speed up. So I'm looking ahead, using the mirror, looking ahead, using the mirror, looking ahead, using the mirror, glance to my right shoulder and using the space. Remember, you need to be getting your speed up to match that of the carriageway, not the other way around. You shouldn't be forcing other drivers to adapt their speed. And don't be frightened of pushing your car a little bit harder to get your speed up quickly. That's what the cars are designed for. So the guy behind me's doing around about 44 and a 50. So it's just nice to get that little overtake done. But again, holding back on the car in front. We are going to be taking the next exit off. So looking ahead now, with the queue of traffic ahead of us, we wouldn't have time to get an overtake done before the exit. So we're coming off here and we're going to be following the signs for Basildon. This roundabout catches a lot of pupils out because when you come into the slip road, the road just loops round to the left. It's not a conventional straight ahead type entrance to the roundabout, which you'll see now. So I'm getting my brakes and gears done early, taking exit number 3 for Basildon. So here, because you're steering left, the car would naturally want to go over to the left. So I'm just easing the steering off here, so the car just merges into the right hand lane. It is so poorly marked as well. I'm looking to the left really early to bring my car over. You shouldn't really steer hard left, you're just literally easing the steering off a little bit so the car just gently moves back over. Then we're going to be going straight ahead at the next roundabout. So again, we need to be looking at the road markings. So it's the centre lane or middle lane approach. Or, if you did have a queue of traffic, you can use right hand lane. Just holding back a little bit on this Fiesta. I'm looking to the left now for this slip road, so again any vehicles from the left should, use that word loosely, should give way to us, and building my speed up in the lower gears up to your 50, and we can block change going across from 3 to 5, you can go from 3 to 6. There's no hard and fast rules on the way that you change gears, it's whatever suits your car and speed at the time. Then at the next roundabout, we're going to be turning right, but immediately after, turning right at the second roundabout. So, before I get there, think about what lane you think I'm going to exit in. Would I exit left and come back over? See, just a couple of flashes off the left signal to highlight I'm coming off, but keeping the car right with an early right signal, holding back on this van now to see if he moves. mentioned a little while ago, everybody, I'm on a holiday in a couple of weeks' time for a few weeks, so there won't be no videos going out while I'm away. So in the meantime, the next video I do will be putting little bits and pieces of me driving. I've got a pupil that said she wants to do a video maybe next week. It's my son's girlfriend Stephanie, so hopefully she will do one. But if you have got any questions you want to ask, drop it down in the comments and I can incorporate that into the next video. Any questions on driving, my videos, anything at all, or maybe we could do like a Q&A session, a short video doing Q&As. Just a thought, it's just nice to try and move things along a little bit with the channel, because I don't want to go into doing long briefings on particular subjects. I prefer doing just on the day drives like this to see what crops up, which is the sort of things you're going to be dealing with on your everyday drives. What you've got to be mindful of, where we've been on the road driving at higher speeds, when you come down to a 30, it's going to seem like you're literally walking, so you can get sort of lulled into that false sense of security and end up driving a lot faster than you should be. And also, if you tend to look onto the vehicle in front and they're speeding, they tend to pull you along. So just be mindful of the speed when you come into the lower limits. So the car on the right was blocked with the oncoming vehicles, so that gives us an opening to keep us moving. Again, like the hill earlier, I'm keeping it in a lower gear. I'm not even touching the gas at the moment, just letting the car do the work for me. And that's just holding the speed really constant down this hill. Then as the road levels out, just a little bit of gas just to maintain the speed. So you see now, I'm just looking really early, and no need for a gear change. We're going to keep the car rolling. We're taking this next road on the left now. So again, watch what I'm doing. I've done the MS mirror signal position, bringing my speed down now, thinking about my gear. So because this van's in the way, using the gear 1, because it makes it a little bit tighter. Had that van not have been there, gear 2 probably would have worked quite nicely. I'm just going to pull up on the left again just to see how the camera's doing, and maybe give it a minute or two just to cool off a little bit. No need to signal, it's clear ahead, clear behind, no pedestrians, just in case you're wondering. So we're just going to head off now. The last part of this video will take us, I don't know, 10 minutes just to drive home. So a little bit earlier, I give friends of mine a quick shout out because they've been really supportive of me doing what I do, not just with driving, but we've just been running a business in general. But I'd like to put a shout out to everybody really to say thanks for subscribing, and for those of you that take the time out to comment is much appreciated. I'm up to about 181 now. It'd be really lovely with your help and support to get over 200. The reason I do this is to help all of you on your journey in learning to drive, or if you've passed your test or been driving for a few years, it's just to hopefully help you improve your driving. But just as a way of a little bit of courtesy, just something in return would be really nice. The thumbs up if you can. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe and notifications bell to help me get to over to 200. Be much appreciated. But what really does help with building the channel, as any YouTuber will tell you, is the comments. So I'm looking at my stats, and I've still got about 70% of people that watch haven't subscribed, and that will make such a big difference to me. So guys, girls, help me out a little bit, much appreciated. So here, look at the sign. I don't know if you can see the sign, no right turn. So here, I'm just going to bring my speed down a little bit, and we're turning left at the next roundabout. So I'm just keeping the car position left. So Simon the Red Cross, what does that tell us? I'm not going to tell you, you should know. Speed limit, did you notice? So with the white direction sign, what is that telling us about the type of road we're on and the type of road we're joining? So all of you that learn with me will know the different colours. So again, drop it in the comments. You see that gear 3 on the roundabout work really well. So with this road now, because all the parked vehicles are on that side, this should be our priority. So I'm just going to hold back a little bit to see how much space they give us. None at all. See there, we just back off, and it's one of them situations where it's not down to who's right and who's wrong, it's who's going to do the right thing. You know, if it means giving you a little bit of space up for a couple of seconds to keep the flow, then it's got to be worth doing, rather than getting into some sort of situation where it will take you a lot longer to sort out any problems. It's easier and quicker just to hold back. So for this T-junction, because it's quite close, I'm bringing the speed down. And if you know what I mean by close, it means the visibility on the approach wasn't very good. If it's open, you can see the junction before you get there. So we know what a delivery van does, they stop and turn at the last second, so I'm just holding the car back, gives them a little bit of space. And right on cue, no signal, turns off left. So you see there, you're just trying to sort of pre-plan what might happen. So we're taking the second road on the right here. So starting the MSPSL really early, you all know what that is. So again, I was bringing my speed down again. Look how late I leave the gear just before we get there. The corner's quite open, so gear 2 is really good. And we've got an easy steer to come in. Then I'm just going to pull up on the left just after this learner car to shut this video down. There you go, guys, that's another one done. So let me know what you think. So I would really appreciate any comments that you can put on the videos, because it really will help me try and grow the channel a little bit. I'm not doing this to become a big YouTuber. There's many good driving instructors that do this for a living now. They do YouTube for a living, where they've got literally 50, 60, 100,000 subscribers. That's not me, it's not what I'm all about. I'm just trying to do this to improve your driving, but it would be nice just to try and build their numbers up just a little bit. At the moment, like I said earlier, I'm on 181. It would be lovely to get up to 200. So help me out, guys. If you haven't done already, subscribe, like, share and comment. I'm going to shut it down now. Have a great weekend. Hopefully try and get another one out before I go on holiday. Take care all. Thanks a lot.